to some of my subbies because they be sending me pictures. They look good. Their hair is thriving. One time for this Fenugreek life. Woo! Okay, everybody got that hair towel. This is my hair towel. Ooh, that's been with them. It probably got dye on it. It's been washed 80 times. My towel be like, through the fire, through the lily, through the wall. I don't even know why that's in my head. I just feel like this is what my hair towel be saying. Anyway, y'all, I need to talk to y'all about these toxic ingredients because I could not figure it out. Y'all know I'm on this journey. I'm trying to be able to sit on my hair. I'm trying to get it back. My mom was like, oh, it's growing. I'm like, it is. But I noticed I have been having some breakage and the very ends of my hair have not been thriving. I'm trying to figure out, well, what we doing? So my hair has been incredibly dry. Like dry, like desert. If your hair becomes dry and brittle, it's more prone to breakage. So your hair might always be growing, but it might be breaking off at the same rate. And now it seems as though your hair is not growing. We don't need that. I'm not trying to do that. I got goals. So I went searching and I looked up the ingredients that are on the 2 maintenance products that I use. Looking at all of these ingredients and how they're made and the toxicity that is building up in not just our hair, our bodies, our systems, I could not believe it. And it just hurt me so much. And I was like, oh my gosh. I just felt some type of way when I was looking at this because I was just trying to look up ingredients that were in my favorite conditioner. I had no idea that all of this was going on. I had to get my team together. I was like, Fenugreek team. All 3 of us sitting in the living room on the floor. I said, listen, we're going to have a big company one day. And our company, our mission is going to be able to create skin and hair products that are completely natural, all nourishing to the body, safe for the planet. I didn't know a lot of the ingredients in our products right now is just bringing this planet down. I need to call up Elon and tell him, you know what, we laughed about you, about going to Mars, but let me just put $100 on the ticket. And I got my flaxseed gel. I'm just going ahead and put this gel in my hair. I stopped using because I just saw some chemicals and some ingredients in that particular gel that I felt like, okay, let me just try to find something that's a little bit more natural so I could allow my hair to breathe better, allow some of the things that I put on it to define it to actually be able to wash off. I think we're living a toxic life. I don't really appreciate it. You only know what you know. So I'm just telling you the 25 ingredients that I found that might not be the best. And they fall into 4 different categories. The first categories are ingredients that may contribute to dryness of your hair, just your hair becoming a little bit more brittle over time. The second category is products that cause skin irritation, or what scientists or medical specialists would call contact dermatitis, and allergic reactions. The third category of ingredients that I took a look at and saw were ingredients that may be contributing to our reproductive issues, hormonal imbalance. I'm like, how is hair products gonna cause hormonal imbalance? Y'all. Like some people are really having a hard time getting pregnant and just fibroids, endometriosis, skin issues, just eczema. And that last category are just carcinogens. Ingredients that have evidence behind it that it may contribute to cancer. And I was very surprised. I was like, Lord. So those 4 categories. The first category, which are going to be those that may be contributing to your hair being dry, that's going to be alcohol. Alcohol is amazing. It allows the ingredients in hair care products to be absorbed rather quickly. So that could be great, but it does contribute to your hair being a bit drier. But I did learn that there are some alcohols that are like fatty chains or whatever. Those are really good for the hair. The second one are metals. And I'm like, how does metal get in your hair? And then how does it contribute to dryness? And if you guys remember the video that I posted where Dr. Brace was telling us that one of her clients that comes sees her, she had heavy metal overload and that was causing her hair to actually break off. She had hair loss from it. You can get metal toxicity from like hair dyes, relaxers, even your water. And I was like, oh Lord, I gotta get a water filter because out here in the DMV, I don't know what's going on with our municipal water. You've got Polyquats. I was like, first of all, that is the cutest little thing. Are you a Polyquat? Sounds like you just call somebody a polyquat for cute. If you look on the ingredients of the product and you see any type of polyquat, you know that it's going to be there to put a nice film over your hair so your hair won't frizz or dry out. You know, it'll hold in moisture. But the problem with that is it'll just sit on your hair and build up. And a lot of times when you have buildup and buildup and buildup of product, even the water or shampoo that you use or your clarifying shampoo is just not going to get it off of your strands, and you'll find that your hair just gets drier and drier. And that is the issue that I have been having with my hair. It's just getting drier and drier because of the buildup of these different ingredients. So that's polyquats. Silicones are used to give your hair that slick, you know, make it being able to be detangled. And that was the one that hurt my heart because my conditioner that I absolutely love has silicones in it. There's 3 types of silicones: water-soluble silicones that evaporate over time, and then they have the ones that just stick on the hair, and that's the kind that my conditioner has, and it will just build up and build up and build up till you won't be able to get moisture in your hair, and it'll feel extra dry. And it's so hard to wash off. Even if you're using a clarifying shampoo, you might have to use some Ivory or dishwashing detergent just to get it off. They're like these plastics just stuck on your hair. And I was like, man. And we all know sulfate. You see like sulfate-free products everywhere. I think most of the natural hair community realizes that sulfates, although they're awesome with the lather, it does literally pull all of the natural moisture out of your hair. And you know, our hair, because it's curly, we already got situations. We can't hardly get all of that good moisture from the scalp down these strands because our hairs are curly. So sulfate free is the way to go. Let's talk about those products that may be causing some skin irritation or contact dermatitis. If you see CAPBs, and they're called cocamidopropyl betaine chemicals. Now they're used for cleanliness. They remove dirt well, but they have evidence behind them that they cause skin irritation. Also, Quaternium 15. Now this right here releases something called formaldehyde. You don't want to breathe in formaldehyde. It's also a skin irritant. Also, selenium sulfide. Now I'm familiar with that because back in the day, my grandma used to use Selsun Blue. I don't know if y'all remember. And what's the other one? It was like Head and Shoulders or something. It used to be big. I don't really see it anymore. But, you know, that is also a known skin irritant, scalp irritant, and can lead to hair loss. So, you know, a lot of people suggest using something a little bit gentler like tea tree oil and things like that. So just be mindful. You can still use it, but just as long as you know what you're using. Knowledge is power. The other one that I found interesting that I had never heard of was toluene. That's another chemical that is found in hair dyes. I didn't realize there's so many different chemicals in hair dyes that cause allergic reactions and skin irritants for people. I mean, whoa. But that's one of them to kind of look out for. I think it's also connected to having respiratory issues, especially again, if you're a hairdresser and you use these type of products all the time, just be mindful. Like y'all need to be working on some detoxing because you're in the salon and getting exposed to this stuff. So moving on to the hormonal disruptive ingredient. The first time I saw this, y'all know Keke Palmer narrated that documentary. It was so good on the beauty industry, just products that are being used that is really hurting our health. And endocrine disruptors, to me, is something that I was really interested on because I had my own battle with fibroids and, you know, hormone. My skin used to be so bad, but you only know what you know. So it was very interesting. Let me tell you, the first one was fragrances. And a lot of our products, they smell amazing, but they're using synthetic fragrances. And these fragrances may have anywhere from 20 to 30 to 40 different chemicals in them, especially even chemicals that they shouldn't have in them that are not safe for us, but they just don't have to tell us what they put inside of that fragrance. Because it's considered proprietary to the company. So they don't really have to report it. They could just put fragrance. I wish more companies were transparent because some of us really do care about our health. The other one was Nano Particles. I was so excited to read about this because Nano Particles has been out for like over a decade. Everybody's been using nanotechnology. In the UK, they actually have to report it on their products. In the US, we don't. It just means that they're using technology to where ingredients are so small. like as small as an atom. It's so tiny that it can be absorbed and go past cellular barriers, even past the blood-brain barrier. I think nanoparticles was connected to like a lot of hormone disruption, testicular issues, ovary issues, uterine. It's just something you should know, and they're not going to have that on the label. So just be mindful when you're buying these products. Like these companies, they're getting it in. Parabens, you know, we've seen paraben-free. Parabens allow things to last longer. They make things waterproof, but we know it's connected to a lot of endocrine disorder. Same thing as phthalates. Phthalates are used as like gels to make things a bit stickier, but they also have been connected to reproductive issues. I'm like, no, we're just trying to look good. We're not trying to really affect our health like this in a negative way. What is happening? There's something called Resorcinol. I believe that is also found in hair dyes, but it's also known to cause endocrine issues, hormonal issues. The other one, sodium hydroxide, but we already know. The creamy crack relaxers, I can't remember when I got my first relaxer, but I have been relaxed for a long time. I started my hair journey with, I love Megs. Do y'all remember Megs when she was doing like relaxed hair and how to make it longer and like stretching out your relaxer? But I had no idea. I thought relaxer just burns the scalp. I didn't know that relaxer was connected to possibly fibroids, hormonal issues, birth defects if you're pregnant, also could have some cancer risk. I didn't know that's what lye does. I thought it just straightens out these curls, but I have fallen in love with my curls now. And so outside of sodium hydroxide is this thing I never heard of with all these polymers. If you see like PVP, VA polymers, they've been added to products with like to hold like gels and hairspray, but unfortunately they also have been connected with endocrine disruptors. Beauty really is pain. Oh my gosh. The last category was kind of scary for me, and I even watched that movie with the Teflon, you know, case in DuPont, and I cried because I was like, how could a company create something that it just knows that it's hurting people? Like, is it that much money? It can't be the money. Maybe they just didn't know. But if they know, why don't they fix it? Why do we still have Teflon products on the market today? Like, I don't understand. The last category is carcinogens. And the first one that I saw, never heard of again, because I'm not a sister that uses dry shampoo. If you see benzene in a product, because it kind of, I think butane helps to kind of add the pressure to those cans to spray it out. Well, it has been connected or may have a correlation of causing cancer. We all know that synthetic dyes and colors, you're going to find that in like almost every product because they want the products to look beautiful. I didn't even know they have a dye called citrus something that they put on all the oranges in the grocery store, and you don't even know. You just peeling your orange, think it's just regular. No, it's been dyed. And a lot of those dyes have connections, unfortunately, to cancer risk. But the color dyes are everywhere, so just be mindful. Look at more natural dyes like beets, D-triethanolamine. I was like, wait a minute now, this is a natural chemical. Definitely going to be interviewing a scientist, so go ahead and subscribe because I have more questions about this, because I thought this was more natural, but apparently during the processing, during the manufacturing process, it could cause some issues and be labeled as a carcinogen. Now, I'm familiar with formaldehyde as being a science teacher. They used to use that to preserve the frogs and pigs and like cows, little sheep hearts. Oh, bringing back the memories. But you don't want to breathe in formaldehyde. It's also a skin irritant. It's very dangerous for those of you who work with these types of products a lot. Polyaromatic hydrocarbons, I was like PAH. Those are a byproduct of manufacturing petroleum. And we know petroleum kind of puts a film on our skin, on our hair, and it just allows moisture to remain in. But it has been connected to possibly being a carcinogen just by large manufacturers. Anyway, let me tell y'all something. When my hair, when my hair knots up, I use a safety pin. I don't know if some of y'all are, that serious about this natural journey, but My hair does not. I lost a knot. I'll find it in a second. PGs, polyethanol glycol. Those improve the texture of our shampoos and conditioners and other hair products, but they've been connected to cancer. Unfortunately, skin irritation. I think even respiratory issues. It could lead to heavy dryness. And the reason why they're connected to cancers is just by being, I think, contaminated, like with some impurities in the manufacturing process. PFAS, these are your forever chemicals. I think every human on the earth has a certain percentage of these chemicals in our body because they are used in literally every product you can think of. You will more than likely find polyfluorinated substance. And then talc. I remember learning about talc. I couldn't believe they put talc in hair products. I know with the baby powder, it was connected to cancer. I don't think it was on purpose. I think just when you're mining talc, it could have asbestos in it. It's like just an impurity from the earth, and it may have a correlation with someone that could possibly develop cancer. So that's something to just be mindful in your products. And I believe the last one I saw was Triclosan. And Triclosan is supposed to be banned. It's used because it's really, really good. It's like an antibacterial, antifungal. So, I mean, you only know what you know. So that was a lot. All that to say, y'all, it's Curly Hair Crisis. I'm feeling some type of way, and I feel like I got to go to work because I'm on a mission. Because it's some foolery going on out here, and I really want us to be healthy, and I don't want anyone to have any infertility issues, having, allergic reactions just because we trying to maintain our hair and our skin. I really don't want that. So I hope this is helpful. Share so other people can learn a little bit more about these ingredients, and just be mindful. That doesn't mean you don't have to use your favorite product. That just means take a look at the ingredients and just be aware. Use them sparingly, or try to find a substitute, or maybe even contact the company, because some of the ingredients, they're using, scientists may say, well, it's low enough on the spectrum so that it's not toxic, so you'll be fine. But I just think if you're using them on your little baby girls and boys, your children, I think you should be mindful, because kids, they can just absorb so much stuff, and they're growing, they have eczema, and their scalps are so incredibly sensitive. So just be mindful of what you're using for your babies. One time for this Fenugreek life, please subscribe, because y'all, we're going over to visit this glamorous hair salon. I'm telling you, we're going to talk to Kay Hall. She has amazing things to say. She is certified in everything, including, of course, the trichologist. I try to bring you the best. And after that, we're going to talk to a couple of scientists, because I wanted to dive in a little deeper of why are we making up our products like this? Are our favorite products hindering our hair growth journeys? All that to say, see you next time. Oh, that was flaxseed gel. I know it's supposed to be natural, but that's nasty.